We say hello. Welcome to Sports Final. I'm Chris Porter. Thanks for staying up late with me tonight. The men's Final Four is set: Arizona, Michigan, UConn, and Illinois. But it was a week ago tonight the Florida Gators, a top seed in the South region, got bounced by the Iowa Hawkeyes. Since then, many have given their opinions on the Gators' quick-turning exit. Tonight, Jacksonville native, Providence grad, and former Gator Patric Young and I discuss the upset and the future in Gainesville.
My first thought of the team is, in looking back, is did this team not have the ability to handle success? Mm-hmm. Because after they won the regular season championship, they were not the same team. Against Kentucky, Vanderbilt, I ain't gonna say it. You know,
right,
y'all know
right,
what that means.
Right,
Vanderbilt, and they played Prairie View. Obviously, you're supposed to beat a team like that. And then the game against Iowa, we can look at the last play, of course, and there's things we can depict on that. But what about the first 30 possessions? Mm-hmm. Them boys weren't there. Mm-hmm. And I love these guys. And, Coach Golden, he thinks we can be too critical sometimes. But I'm like, we're critical because we see you have the potential to be great. And there's no way Ruben Chinyelu should have 0 points and 1 rebound in 20 minutes. There's no way. That's how good he's been this year. Of course, it's a disappointment. And, Coach Golden wanted to foul. He wanted the guys to foul. I don't understand why you press. You can wait for him at half court. Let him come bring the ball half court, foul. You can get the last shot. If you got to make the 2 free throws. But by them pressing and Boogie Flan chasing, as soon as he caught the ball, it was 3-on-2. Mm-hmm. And Thomas Houck, he's got to decide. Do I try to stop the ball or do I keep this guy in the corner covered? I wish he keeps the guy covered in the corner. It's not hindsight, it's 2020. You never help off of the corner guy. Right. You never do. Right. And 4 point whatever seconds at the end of the game wasn't enough for them to, but you just would love for them to have gotten a shot up. That was hard to watch.
Are you bought into the narrative that in that round of 32 game, Todd Golden was outcoached?
Yes. I think for a few different reasons. I think Coach gets a little too emotional on the side sometimes.
I like the fire.
I love the fire. But sometimes you got to be able to move on to the next thing. As a coach, the example you set, you're telling the players all the time, I need you to focus on the next play. The play, whatever just happened, look, you can't be complaining to the referees and the officials the whole game. You got to get your guys adjusted and make sure they're locked in. I'm not going to put the blame on him for probably telling his guys to foul, but how does that not, you have the huddle at the biggest play and the biggest time in the game. How do you mess that up? Mm-hmm. Getting out coached, it's not a hammer in the nail. It's okay. It happens. It's why we love this game so much, because anything can happen. And a team like Iowa, who no one thought had a chance, they found the right game plan and they were more physical. They punched first, and the Gators just weren't able to respond.
There's an opening at one of the Blue Bloods, North Carolina, one of the finest programs in all of college basketball. Todd Golden's name has been mentioned as a candidate that UNC might target. I think they should. He's one of the bright young coaches in the game. Could you see him going to UNC, even entertaining it?
I mean, what difference? What does North Carolina offer that Florida can't? You won at Florida. You can recruit really well. You are beloved. He's got young kids. I know he doesn't want to uproot and take his kids over there. I mean, the expectation for him to go to North Carolina is that he's going to win right away.
Correct.
Right? And I think North Carolina does a great job of giving the basketball team the finances they need to get players, but Florida does as well. And, whatever people's arguments are on NIL and whatnot, money runs it. And Coach Golden has had great support from the boosters. If he's still happy, then why would you leave? And I think he's happy. I think he's beloved in Gainesville. I'd be sad to see him go. But I think my theory, my hope is, if things don't go well for Coach Donovan, the NBA comes calling for Todd. He goes to the NBA, opening for Florida. Coach Donovan pops back in there. I mean,
so you want Donovan back in Florida?
What?
Because his name has been mentioned at UNC as well, possibly.
He said, I'm focused on the Chicago Bulls. I want, if Coach Donovan somehow was coming back to college basketball, it's hard to see him not being on the sideline and game. His name's on the court.
And while the Tar Heels may be ready to break tradition going outside the basketball family for the first time in nearly 70 years, you can take Todd Golden's name off the list because there are reports that the Gators AD Scott Strickland has shut down rumors linking him to the Carolina job. Strickland saying Todd wants to stay at Florida. He's going to be a Gator for a long time, and he wishes North Carolina the best. Good luck on their coaching search. Golden is one of the brightest young coaches in the game, became the youngest to win a national title since Jimmy Valvano did it back in 1983 at NC State. Florida's backcourt got a major boost. Boogie Flan is running it back in Gainesville. Flan saying on his Instagram, quote, "I love being a Gator. There's still some unfinished business. That business, a deeper run in the postseason after that early exit in the round of 32. The sophomore guard started all 35 games, putting up a little more than 11 points, a little more than 4 assists, and over 2 steals per game while shooting nearly 45% from the field. The only Gator returning, the SEC's Sixth Man of the Year is coming back. So too is Isaiah Brown and A.J. Brown. These announcements provide stability in the backcourt, aiming to build upon the team's recent tournament performance. Ruben Chinaloo is one of 4 finalists for the Naismith Defensive Player of the Year. The SEC Defensive Player of the Year anchored a Gators defense top 10 nationally while averaging a little more than 11 rebounds per game. Chinaloo set a program record with 19 double-doubles and 393 total boards this season. The winner will be announced April 5th during the Final Four weekend in Indy. Here's Pat Young again talking about his relationship with Chinaloo.
Every time I cross paths with him, I'm always encouraging him because from where he was at the beginning of last year, right, my man couldn't chew gum and walk at the same time. I mean, his hook shots were like he was trying to break the backboard. And now he's turning down. I'm trying to remember what game it was. Coach Golden called a play for him 3 times in a row, and he scored on all 3 of those possessions. He needs to continue to develop his game, but he has what makes Ruben so special. The hunger he has.
What do you like most about his game?
He does such a great job when he offensive rebounds. He doesn't panic. He stays poised. And look, he doesn't convert every time, but he's proven to the team that when he gets to the offensive rebound, more than likely I ain't passing it back out, but he scores. And then, he holds guys accountable. You can see it. His body language, his passion, it reminds me so much of myself.